on cobblestone after, you know,
that
bit of
first
a
map never
brutal
happened.
spanking, really. Not the good kind, Semler, but, you know, really awful stuff. And Olofmeister trying to hunt down Siege, but he lands 2 headshots. He's still alive, falling back. Can he get more? He's flanking as well. Guardian gets the 1 kill. And there should be a second one coming in as Crim's going down. What a great start for NaVi. And now Flusher in a 1-on-5 here, trying to do some damage, but it could not have been better. I mean, it looked like Siege was about to get completely Glock trained. And he wasn't.
That's the only way you stop that Glock train, and I know it's obvious, right? You get headshots, and Seized actually pulls it off this time. 2 kills for him. Whole place blows up. And there we go. That's a pick-me-up for NaVi. Had a bit of a rough time in the first map. You know, that map never happened, Anders. It's the map that will never be spoken of again. They just need to wipe it out of their memory, and this is a good way to do that. You just Shrek fnatic in the pistol round on cobblestone.
Flush, they did win a 2v5 yesterday, right? That's a 1v5 challenge for Flusher. Some material here for making Counter-Strike history, but great positional work coming out. Guardian gets the triple. Seized, obviously, with the double kill. That's what made the difference there, just shutting it down. Huge start here for NaVi.
There we go. And now we have to see. Fnatic, is that going to rattle them a little bit, or do they just kind of shake that pistol off and say, well, okay, guys, we tried to go for the YOLO rush. It didn't work. We're going to force buy, of course, but are we going to try and slow play it this time, hit another part of the map? This is all going to come down to the prediction here from NaVi. And, yeah, they're putting 4 guys. No, wait. Guardian is going to play very safe. He's not fully committing to the B side. Thought that they would go for the 4 hard counter to a rush over here on the B side on the defense, but instead Guardian decides to hang around on that A side. He can still rotate in quickly to cover connector, but he won't be there right at the beginning.
The one reason I'm kind of okay with it is that they do have the P90 over there, so they could take a lot of fights, but oh no, Dennis flush out a follow-up as well. Zeus in a lot of trouble, but he does get 2 kills in return, and the bomb is not being planted. You got to be careful though, because already JW is pushed up here. Zeus looking for more, he's dropped very low, and Guardian is on 1 health. There's Guardian down, Zeus to follow. Now it's a 3-on-1 and Seized. What could he do? He hits a headshot once, but the bomb has been planted.
Yeah, you can get JW as well. There's the spray, but he takes so much damage in the process. He's down to 12 HP. Crims is at 27. This can do it here for Crims, but no! Seized comes through in the clutch. Triple kill, and finally, NaVi are able to win a clutch situation, have it go their way, and it's against Crims, no less. When Seized is that low, Crims just needs to hit 1 bullet with that P250, and he's got it. So for once, NaVi coming through here and actually keeping it competitive, keeping it close, and holding off the train again, Anders. Because it looked really scary there for a moment. 3 quick kills there for Fnatic to open things up in the round.
I mean, it's not exactly confidence building, but at least they're winning clutches. You're right, that does make a difference. Going to be into the 3rd round here, and Fnatic, they have actually gone and bought based off of that one buy. They know they did so much damage. Down to an AK on Dennis, but I mean, Sonov shotgun on JW. We know in drop he can get kills with it. We've seen it before.
Yeah, and he claims that this is the strongest gun in this area. To have the Sonov up close, it does massive damage, but it has such a short range that once you need to come out of the drop room and stop focusing on connector, it's almost useless. So they will be able to get control of drop. It looks like Fnatic in the end, taking a little bit of damage in the process, but. Still, now that's progress. NaVi, though, this time around, they have gone for the hard counter. They have 4 players here on the B site, ready and waiting.
Zeus and Flamey have got them boxed in drop. If they try and take a peek out, that should be a quick kill. And other good news, Guardian has got the AWP in the back lines by Chicken Coop. It's going to be the Molotov going in first. Flamey with the kill on JW, Crims to fall as well. And a much better start this time around. Dennis looking for the opening, and he hits the headshot on Guardian. Dennis is lethal today, it seems. He's really fired up. Can he get the kill on Flamey, though, who's hiding behind Statue? And the Fnatic slowing it down a lot, maybe too much right now.
Yeah, they're setting it up exactly. With Olofmeister, he's going for the lurk play. He's going to draw Seized out on that A site. Might be the full rotation. They haven't spotted the bomb yet, it looks like. Oh. NaVi and Flusha. What is that shot with the Tech 9? He takes out Flamey. Somehow we're into the 2-on-2. Freak spray coming through from Olofmeister, but he gets bested by Seized. That doesn't stop Flusha from getting the plant, and Flusha in the clutch is godlike, but this time around it's going to be Edward snuffing him. And another clutch situation going NaVi's way.
Very, very good news. I mean, that was a risk for Fnatic to take. So we're buying that early on. It doesn't pay off. I mean, they do damage. They kill 3. They get the bomb down. And actually, as a result, they might just buy again. I'd almost be surprised, actually, Fnatic don't. Because at this point, you've lost 3 in a row. You got increased round loss bonus. You got the bomb down. You've done the damage. And they are going to buy. I think that's a very reasonable. It might not even have been a hard call for Fnatic to make at this point. It might just be like, well, yeah.
Seems like there was a little discussion, but that maybe revolved around, you know, getting somebody the AWP. The thing is that JW, he's perfectly fine playing shotgun and drop room, and so he is the cheap option. You know, the expensive rifle shouldn't really hold Fnatic back in this case. It'd be more like Olofmeister up on Plateau, something along those lines that you'd be looking for with the big investment. So most of the nades being used up here for Fnatic, though. So when they do decide to go out onto the site, it's going to get tricky for them. Not that they need nades, they really just need bullets. Dennis has already demonstrated that.
So far what we're seeing from NaVi is interesting here in drop, because they're not holding that close. Zeus is kind of thinking about inching in, but almost every other team will have someone playing the corner, sort of the left corner of drop, just to try and catch people when they're in there. But it seems like NaVi are alright with letting them in, but they're never letting them out.
Well, JW's moved his way through now. Zeus, he's within the danger zone there of that shotgun. He needs to back off, try and hold as far away as possible. Guardian's actually going to be getting real close with that AWP. This is just a little scary. He's deciding to go for the peek through. If he misses this shot, he's a dead man. JW will take his head off, but he decides not to overcommit, and he will be backing off. This is interesting information here for JW, though. Yeah, and he tries to capitalize on that. He hears Guardian step away, so he just takes a little bit of a pot shot at him and drops him down to 65.
Yeah, but even at that range, look at it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not. If
that had been a max 7, that could have been a kill, just going to be a straight headshot, but it's just a little bit of a tricky gun to try and use. Now, the bomb is making its way back and seized. Luckily, he's going to spot it fairly early on. He's far forward. Oh, no. Actually just ducks down, so now he's going to be late in spotting them out. Crims gets a kill on Zeus. Seized has to go big here, and he's going to go down right as Edward takes all the pellets to the face. JW back from over that sawn off, but they need to get this bomb down, and now Guardian and Flamey, they can't really even run away. What is the plan here? Nice shot from Guardian, but that only gives them a chance to escape.
Yeah.
Not so much win the round.
Exactly, and that's exactly what they're going to do here, Navi. Hold on to the AWP, hold on to the M4. They're broke as well. It's the whole point of Fnatic just continuing to force buy in this situation. They just want to keep that pressure up on Navi's economy, and yeah, you guys can see they just don't have any money left.
Right, so what I thought would happen is I thought Seized was sort of standing in the middle there to look down and spot them early. And if you do that and you get the early spot, you can call for backup quick, it can work out, right? But because he's stuck behind that sort of half wall there, when he stands up, they're already so close that you can see he couldn't even get back into a reasonable position. He just sort of like, he just panicked, you know, and ran.
Yeah. To me, the big kill is Zeus and Connector. You kill Zeus, and then it's just like, okay, well, we're actually stuck on this site now because there might be a man waiting a Connector for us. We don't know. Zeus is, you know, he can't call that out consistently, so it just slows everything up. It all works perfectly, and then, yeah, Seized is on an island, and, you know, the tide is rising. And Fnatic, it's inevitable. They just eventually swamp him. All right, so I mean, we are going to have, wow, what? I guess Guardian lost his AWP after all. Because he's got a deagle. Did I miss something there? Did we see that on the screen, on the stream?
We might not have, or I also missed it.
Well, then. Well, that's
confused.
really frustrating for Navi. That's sometimes one of those mistakes where it's just like, okay, you're going to save. You need to save. Don't peek. Don't try and take a fight. Don't try and make it expensive for Fnatic. Fnatic don't care if they lose somebody. If they get that AWP out of your hands, though.
Oh, close range. Oh, the sort of best max 7 and Crims with a refrag there on Edwards. Still a pretty good trade. I mean, you got to think Navi don't have that much of an investment here. If they can just get a bit of a kill in there, that might still be all right. But Seized moving out, looking. Oh, so close. Olaf gets to live.
Oh, that's a little scary. But Olaf is not moving through again. Fun to see Olofmeister on the other side of the map, just doing his thing. He's going to find Seized in the end. Olaf on the hunt. And now they know that they've got A side if they want it, but they're going to run into B side regardless, and Dennis wins his duel versus Flamey. That's the key right there, because he was carrying the bomb. If he gets caught, and then Fnatic are committed to this site, they have to try and run in there and fight. And instead, it's going to be Olofmeister getting another free kill here.
This is just a small detail. I'm all right with Flamey sitting in that corner, but when he hears them running, I prefer if people don't sit still themselves. I think it's almost always worth it to try and crouch into that battle. Like, you have to be the one taking the initiative.
Sure.
It doesn't work so well if you're just stationary in the corner, especially because even if you win the fight against the first guy, if there's a second guy coming, then he'll crouch in and spray you down. You will never have a chance to win that fight. So best you do is trade 1-for-1, whereas if you hear them running, and even if they're checking the corner, if you crouch out into their sort of peak, then there's a real chance you can spray down a couple of people, and you'll sort of have the essentially you're the one taking the initiative. And I think a lot of Counter-Strike is about that. Nothing from Cloud9. Had a really good rant about this on his stream one day. So yeah, that's where I've got my information from, essentially. 6 rounds in, and Flusher going to go for a bit of a spray there and drop Edward. And this is Fnatic about to equalize, but this is theoretically at least a T-sided map. So unlike on Dust 2, I'm not as panicked. My worry is more about Navi's mental state of mind here.
Yeah, and when NaVi will be able to afford to buy new guns again. If flamie can hold on to the M4, that could help a lot regarding the economics. But for NaVi right now, they just don't have any money, no legs to stand on. And so when they do go for the buy, it's going to be limited with nades. They're not going to have as many kits. I mean, question mark as to whether Guardian can actually afford his AWP. JW hunting with that shotgun, but he doesn't care about giving that up to NaVi. That's not a problem for him. He can buy that pretty much every time. So no worries there. It's key that Fnatic keep their 3 rifles alive. But yeah, we can see 2 rounds. They're soon to lose a 3rd one here in a row, and so they should have money to buy in the next one here, NaVi. But it's just looking so good for Fnatic because it's really just like, I think NaVi, they needed to have a decent streak here at the beginning of the half to really start putting the pressure on Fnatic and get some confidence for themselves. The fact that Fnatic just comes swinging immediately right back into the fight is going to rattle NaVi a little bit. So they need to keep their cool here. They need to refocus.
And I mean, now that we look at it in retrospect, right? It's Fnatic winning 3 rounds in a row, but almost, winning the other rounds. So it's down to clutches from NaVi. So now instead of those clutches just looking like, oh, they kind of clutched, it was cool, it sort of looks like, okay, they almost didn't win those rounds. And now, as soon as there was any kind of money, they just started losing. And what is your eye spy, Semler?
My eye spy is an L-Hog on Guardian. What is this? We caught now, boys. Guardian, really?
Well, I mean, why not?
Interesting choice. I mean, with the scope, if you're looking at Plateau, it could make your job easier. I'm just curious, has he actually put any time into that gun or not?
Well, Flusher winning the fight there. Edward going down. And immediately this is actually, I think on Cobblestone, this is where I prefer if the CTs took risks, and I'm not talking about those kind of risks, like have someone pushing if you lose a man. Like you need some kind of information, or you need to catch a couple of people off guard. Can't just be trying to play the defense. It's already so hard to defend B with 3 people. One of them goes down, then you need to pull someone away from A, and that means if they go back and hit A, which is essentially what they're doing, you will never defend it alone.
That's all going to be unseized here. And right now there is a bit of a rotation. There is a push coming through from the halls for NaVi, so they'll be moving through T halls into underpass, and that could get interesting for them if they hit the right timing. But I do believe somebody is holding the back line. That's JW with the AWP. And so he should be able to spot this out fairly early. Yep. Guardian comes around the corner, and Guardian wins the fight. Okay, then now we've actually got a fight on our hands here. Now this is going to look good. 3-on-3 retake for NaVi. They have a kit on flamie, and they have a single smoke on seized. They just need to worry about the backstab coming in from Olafmeister. If he comes through danger and hits the timing right while they're grouped up on underpass like this, you're right, Anders. Oh, no. Good night, sweet prince. flamie, you've been doused.
Olaf, please. He just has no mercy. You see Seized was even reading that. He was so ready for it. Olaf just a couple of seconds faster. It's the Guardian running away with the AWP. It's going to be 4 rounds in a row here for Fnatic. That was so good as well. I mean, Guardian hitting the shot and Seized playing so carefully up on that bomb site. Actually sort of almost baiting, I can't remember if it was JW, somebody else into sort of checking at the vents there. And gets the kill, but doesn't matter in the end.
Boom. Gotta love that bomb animation.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It's got some good bass to it too, really gets the blood pumping.
I say turn it up a little bit more again. Good 50%.
This second shot on Seas though, boom. Loses the duel versus Guardian. Guardian saves the AWP, so it's not like it's the end of the world here. Guardian's always capable of magical things. You have to believe in him, so we'll see if he can actually pull it off this time again when his team really needs him. He showed up on Dust 2. He was doing good work. Now it's a question of him just, trying to keep up that pace, trying to keep up that rate, and wake his teammates up.
Well, look how annoying Flush is being. Very, very quick onto that plateau, making some noise, keeping Guardian and also Zeus over here. And there's a bit of a stacker for NaVi over at the A side of the map. But Fnatic, just like on Dust 2, even when they're winning, even when they seem to be doing so well, they really aren't sort of letting it get to them. They just keep going.
Oh, that's a sick flash.
Guardian playing at the edge here. He needs that big kill.
He's got to play it safe. Now he's just kind of holding the passive angle, hoping for somebody to walk into his crosshairs, but that bomb is making its way back towards A site. And while there is a little bit of a trap set up here, although neither of them can really support each other, flamie could try and run across to help Seized in danger, but with these pistols, they're all just kind of sitting, looking for their own individual fights. 35 seconds left on this clock. Now fnatic making full use of the new clock. And well, there we go. Zeus falls to Crims. Zeus has really been having a rough time over here in Connector. He just doesn't seem to be able to get his game going at all. Push is going to start here, though, onto the A site. And now, well, Seized is all down to the timing, and he's going to spot Flusha running past. Olafmeister takes his teammate out, though. And now this is all on Seized. Can he get the right timing here on a Flusha? He's got the bomb in his sights. They don't look behind him. Surprise, surprise! And Seized is there to deny it. 12 seconds left. They need to get the bomb down, and they will just have the time. fnatic, a little bit of a hesitation there. I think they'll just make it in time, yeah.
Yeah, they are going to make it. So what a shame here. That would have been big, wouldn't it? I mean,
been a huge win.
Two or three more seconds, and there wouldn't have been time. So Guardian, again, saving the AWP. It's the best that he could do right now. And it's going to be 5 rounds straight for fnatic. Let's talk about sort of an overall acceptable scoreline here for NaVi. Sort of all things. If this was like a team where both teams were playing on an equal level, you know, NaVi were playing, 90%, fnatic's playing 90%, sure. then I think NaVi could even be okay with having like just 6 rounds in the first half or something like that. It'd be all right for 6 rounds for CT side, but I think because of like the way things are going right now, they got to get up to like 8 or 9 or something like that.
They got to win.
Like, it's got to be big.
And after Dust 2 as well, yeah, sure, we're saying, you know, they're going to put that out of their heads. You know, it's not going to be the focus here. No, they really need to have a dominant half. NaVi get themselves going here. Because fnatic, they're the ones with all the confidence. They're the ones who are just running around on this map doing what they want, taking duels. You know, you got flamie asking Olafmeister for his HP. Olafmeister is just like, if I've got 1 HP, that's enough, flamie. Get owned. I mean...
Now Guardian trying to take a bit more initiative down the middle. I like seeing he doesn't hit the shot, but I really want to see more of that. It feels like if they play too defensively, then fnatic have a lot of answers for that. So maybe put some pressure on them.
Oh, it plays into the new system, right? With the extra time, Guardian will find Olafmeister. That's the lurk, and so the remaining 4 players are going to walk out onto the site. Edward is here with an AWP, however. We have to see if he can find a shot, and he will take it. Misses the flick, gets forced back around the pillar, and goes for the follow-up. Flusha is waiting for him, and Flusha nearly hitting the headshot on flamie as well.
Very important couple of frags coming in from NaVi, meaning Crims and JW, the only ones that left, and JW in the smoke ends up dropping to flamie.
This is it, the moment. Crims, he's got a minute left, but he's in a 1v4. Well, you know, Duncan's mentioned 1v4 in the past, you know, Thorn for Crims, so let's see if he can do it again here. Seized is waiting with his Scar 20. And there it is. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, nicely done. 2 shots will do the trick, and he is down. And now we have NaVi getting a 4th round on the board. 4 players surviving as well at the end of it. So that's really good here for NaVi. Buys them just a little bit of a buffer when it comes to the money. One guy will force or get dropped, and then they can actually start getting some kind of momentum going here. Whereas fnatic, I don't think fnatic are going to be too concerned by this. They tried to go for, well, they did put smokes down, so they actually tried to go for an execute for once, fnatic, but yeah, they have the money for all the nades that they need, so we'll see if they just decide to change up the pace and go for the full YOLO again, really put the pressure on. Yeah, early smoke down to block off the gap now. Boost, and Edward, he's with the AWP again, goes jumping through, misses the shot.
Oh, it looked like that should have been it. Grenade now going to rain on down. It'll do a little bit of damage to flamie, but he's still alive. That Molotov, though, is he going to force him out? He's still there, but Flusha comes for him, and now Guardian and Seized. I mean, Guardian, this is one of those moments where he's going to have to go absolutely nuts. He's trapped in his corner, otherwise he can't even easily make it out, and he's going to get that first kill on Flusha. Goes for a bit more. The bomb is planted inside, and he's still trapped between these 3 fnatic players. Seized goes down, and now it's all on Guardian. Running into the smoke, bumping into the fnatic players as well. They're actually halfway stuck on each other. Finally, Guardian going to make it through. But do they realize he's right behind him? Crims right there, and Guardian, he hits that shot regardless, and actually just forces his way out of that chokehold. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, and, well, he's going to get another shot, staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. She said these are like low impact frags for Guardian. These are just parting shots. You know, he needs to be getting the big ones. I don't know why Edward is, I mean, Edward is playing his position, yes, but with that AWP, he misses a 100% shot. Like, he should have Olofmeister dead to rights every single time in that scenario. Well, the fact that he flicks off of it is really frustrating. Why is it not
Guardian pushing that position?
Exactly. I mean, Guardian's the one who's consistent right now. Just let Guardian run around and do what the hell he wants. Let him go everywhere on this map at this point because he's hitting shots. And you really need to have the backbone strong here, especially because now fnatic, you know, they reset. If NaVi lose this one, they're back into eco territory.
Oh, 6-4.
fnatic also changing up the pace. I like that. You know, they're like, okay, well, we tried to go for the slow play, guys. That didn't work. Let's go back to what works, right? Get in their face, slam them fast. They get the opening kill on Edward, and all 4 of them are just right there ready to pounce as well. So that's really nice to see from fnatic, just changing up that pace and getting ultra aggro.
Oh.
Peekaboo.
I like the idea of a boost there, but JW somehow seeing Zeus just a little bit early. And now Guardian also low.
Yeah, Guardian's been forced back, trying to fill Zeus's position there. And now it's really awkward for Edward. He's got to worry about drop down. He's got to worry about the plateau. He's got too many places, and he's really exposed up here. So he's trying to force the issue here, trying to look to see if Flusher's going to push through that gap, but he waits too long. Exactly, that's the issue. The guys up on plateau are just waiting for that pincer, the other side of the pincer to come in, and, well, the NaVi defense gets crushed on that A site. Yeah, there's the pause. So this will be a timeout. Tactical pause coming in here from NaVi, and they only have a few rounds left to work with here, so...
I mean, that's after losing 7 rounds in a row here, right? That's when they decide, or nearly 7 rounds in a row, sorry.
Yeah.
I guess that is a good time to be saying, wait a minute. Oh, grenade in? Oh, it's not going to hit.
But this bullet will do the trick.
Guardian trying to stay alive. He's been doing a great job. He's got, like, what, 13 kills now? But that's...
They're all low-impact frags, though. That's the problem here.
Yeah, I think at least 8 of them have been,
like
after
frags,
the round is over,
like, hey, I'm saving guys, and, you know, I'm just going to hit these shots because these guys are hunting. He needs to be getting the opening kills right now. He needs to be the one just, you know, cold-cocking fnatic in the face and just being like, boom, sit down, slow down the pace, break fnatic's confidence. Like, that's where Guardian needs to be. That's good. Zeus staying hydrated, having a little tea. It's a little chilly in here, you know, Anders, so you got to worry about that.
It's not tea time, Semler. It's killing time here for NaVi. They gotta wake up. They've got to wake up.
Yes, they do. Now, the question is whether they will. How deep in the coma are they, Anders? After that beating they took on Dust 2? Are they ever going to wake up?
I don't know. Like,
this got dark.
It is. I think it's not a bad metaphor really for what's going on right now. You could tell the crowd is also sort of, they're off the train at the moment.
Yeah. They're stopped between stations, and they're wondering if it's ever going to start up again. You know, they need the conductor to hop back in, but apparently he can't be found.
7-4.
And
this is still not as bad as it was on Dust 2. That has to be said.
Fair enough.
But I do think they need to clock past 7, 8 rounds, something like that. I mean, 8 is the best they can do right now.
8 would be great, though, right? You know, if it's like normal situation, you say, oh, they get up to 7 or 8 rounds on CT Cobble. That's fantastic. That's an excellent scoreline. They can work with that.
I tend to be fairly optimistic as long as the team will pick up 6 rounds on CT side.
Yeah.
Like that's my internal limit for when I'm like, all right, you can probably still win it, but
wow.
Not when you're feeling this demotivated. Some great camera shots coming in there.
Yeah, I love that spider cam, dude. That thing is sick. The stage here is really nice as well. I appreciate the work the StarSeries have put in here and the turnout as well. I mean, that's the additional thing that we have to mention here for NaVi. Not sure if you guys are picking that up on stream, but this place is packed to the gills with fans, and it's been so, you know, since the stage opened 3 days ago. It's just been packed every day.
Yeah.
The stage gets swarmed at the end of every map. You know, everybody, you know, hoping to get signatures from the players, hoping to get pictures taken.
You know, I was putting this out on Twitter as well, but it really feels to me like the one thing that we learn every time the more events we do is that Counter-Strike is really a game that's meant to be played at like at stadiums, you know, big crowds at least. Right now, crowd cheering for what could be mainly considered their team in NaVi, and they're having a really hard time at it as well. They will be able to go for, actually, sorry, they won't be able to go for anything at all. I thought maybe Guardian with the Deagless armor there was gonna be like a crazy force up here.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Dennis is gonna go say hello to Flamey. It was a very short hello. And well, Edward catches him setting up and sees. Did Edward actually get 2 kills out of that? Well done on their part. fnatic getting caught. Another headshot rings in, but Krims finds a headshot on Zeus in turn, and Olafmeister looking to connect with that AWP. It's going to be Seized alive on that site, but again, USP for Seized, not the best firepower. Instead, Guardian's going to find the headshot on JW, and that's going to work out just fine. Looking for the next one onto Olaf, keeping him decking. And well, right now, Olaf, he pushes forward, and Guardian and Seized are doing the best that they can, but they have turned this into a 2-on-2.
He's still back there, but Krims is going to shut him down now. Seized with the kill, he's got the double, looking for the triple. This is a huge round. This is the momentum turnaround that they need on the Na'Vi side. But can they actually get it? Krims is sneaking in here, looking for the shot. He's been spotted by Seized. But the bullet's going to miss, and that gives Krims confirmation that he's still in the bomb site. He's going to make a run for it. He must have been hurt by Seized then, and look at that. Krims double faking it, going back down into drop and Seized.
Oh, he almost had the timing perfectly, didn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't quite realize. You've got to realize Krims is the one in charge of this 1v1 right now.
Oh no, and Seized is going all the way over to the A site. Oh, he's going to get his pants faked off. Seized.
This is where that extra bomb time really helps him.
Really comes in handy. He's got an extra 5 seconds at least, and once he realizes he's on the wrong bomb site completely.
I wish we could get a camera on Seized's face when he walked up this hill. Just to see the expression. Now he's going to come back in, and he's got so little time. He has to just charge in here. Krims hiding in the corner, Seized. Just right into jump. He's just going to try and see if he can make it through here, but Krims is playing this one to near perfection. He's even planted it for himself out in the open. Seized. He has the AWP. He might just have to run for it here. There's no chance. Make sure he checks the corner. Krims just utterly outplaying Seized.
Agony, Anders. That is painful. That is not a good way to lose. And, well, I mean, you make the call. You're thinking it's all about a gamble on the mind games there. And Krims, you know, he's got 2 options. He can wrap back onto the B side, or he can go A. Seized thinks he's on him. He's got him. Going to that A side, he makes the correct call, but no, not this time. And so Krims wins yet another clutch situation for fnatic, and he's just been so consistent all tournament long for fnatic, winning these 1vx situations. He's so good. He's so smart. Just so consistent. So, well, Seized, he's actually going to go take the fight. He's a little incensed after that. He wants to go ahead and see if he can't find a kill. And, oh, he comes so close.
How can it even be real? That looked like it was going to be dead on.
Oh, that's pain. Well, now they're deciding to go ahead and take the fight to him here, Na'Vi. Aggressive push from Seized. Behind that smoke, they clear out all along over here.
Right, but is that going to trick them into thinking that they're all going to go A? Because right now, fnatic are at least putting JW into drop here. Bomb is still far back. fnatic can do whatever they want with this kind of push, this kind of opening. Oh, JW right at the edge. His gun barrel showing, and Zeus catches it. A very important opening frag here.
Yeah, that smoke just deep enough to allow them to spot him on the edge of it. JW a little bit too predictable with his shenanigans. But again, fnatic, they're so good at playing a man down. It's almost like par for the course if JW dies, because then Krims is going to win his duel versus Zeus. He could take out Edward, but no, Edward this time around, he lands the headshot. He makes the difference for his team. Double op setup here for Na'Vi as well, and they've got one of them. They've got Guardian over here on the A site, along with Flamey. Rotation coming out now from Edward as well, just waiting in connector. He can get over onto that A site very quickly, get up on the balcony fast. This is Guardian. Oh, and the timing. He decides to change up his position. He would have had Olafmeister dead to rights there.
Smoke goes off to make Edward a little bit useless, but he's going to try and flash his way in. Guardian picking up the 1 kill, going for the second. He misses the shot. Flusher. There's 6 seconds, 5 seconds now. Can they get that bomb down? 4 seconds. They can't make it. There's no time. They're going to win the round, Na'Vi here. And Olaf, can he actually make it out of the round with this AWP? He will be able to live. But Na'Vi, they do win it. fnatic leaving themselves very little time to try and take that fight.
No room for error, and what a call from Na'Vi to rotate over to the A site. Guardian doing the best that he could, just playing for time, and that worked out. That was an excellent play there. And Edward as well, just straight into connector. There's a catch-all approach from Na'Vi, and it worked perfectly for them. And all of that based off of some aggression now. Navi showing that, hey, we can actually move around here and try and take the fight to you. So they're not done yet here, Navi, that's for sure. And, well, fnatic, again, just going for the straight-out, all-out rush onto the B site. Waiting here on the plateau. They eat some nade damage, but the fight here is so dangerous. The boost is coming through, and JW found Zeus and Connector.
And they're going to go for it, and they trade so effectively on the Fnatic side. Huge entry coming through. JW with the double, and Guardian, he's once again left to try and just run away. And this time it's even going to be more tricky.
They know where he's playing from now as well. Not long for this world, Guardian. He nearly kills himself.
The problem with that boost at the plateau is that if you boost up like that and you don't get the kill, they know where two of your players are. They obviously know he's standing on somebody's head. And now you're two people trapped in a corner. They have the high ground advantage. If you try and fall back, they'll catch you as you run back. They can throw grenades down there and everything. The one advantage was they did have a third player there, but as soon as he dies, the other two people in that corner, absolute best they can do is trade 1-for-1, and that, I mean, even that's hard to do. So you kind of have to get the kill, or you're in a very bad position almost instantly.
Well, it's the 15th round, and they go for the force by Navi. No surprise there. So you can see two shotguns picked up, and the initial shot missed. Luckily for Seized, he doesn't get caught by Olaf Meister in that situation. They have no nades, Anders, so they have to take the straight-up fights. And while Seized gets caught peeking in mid, JW more than happy. And Dennis, abusing the gap in the smoke, finds Edward peeking around over on Plateau. So Fnatic, they're going to end this 10-5 unless we have some kind of god-tier play coming out here from Navi to stop them.
They're not being given very many openings right now. Fnatic is simply controlling this game and controlling the pace of it. It's so hard for Navi to find any sort of ground to stand on. Zeus, 1 versus 4 here, 22 health, 10-5 for the first half. Fnatic, they're not going to lose this round. JW with a triple kill, and what an incredible performance. The Swedes have really turned up today. It's Olaf Wentz up top fragging the Fnatic team with 14 kills.
Fnatic just have no fear at this point. They have no reason to fear Navi. Every time they're realizing now, at least towards the end of that half, every time they slow played it, Navi were feeling comfortable. Every time they rushed, they got onto that site. Pretty much. So Fnatic, I mean, at that point they figure out, they put 2 and 2 together and say, actually guys, if we just move as a group and just run in, we're going to clobber them to death and there's nothing they can do to stop us. So now we have to see if Navi are going to have the answer here on their T side. They get to control the pace. It's a 10-5 scoreline, though, and so they have a good bit of ground to cover, especially versus a Fnatic who are all fired up and ready to go.
Well, this is a must-win pistol round if I've ever seen one. They got to make this work. Crims has got a single HE grenade, and it's going to go onto that plateau if they try and push out a little bit too soon. That would be scary. Obviously got the kit as well. JW going for a bit of a jump. Did he spot the shoulder of Guardian? He's trying again for it. You see, how brave is he feeling? Not quite that brave. Oh,
instead it's Dennis. Wow. Okay, Dennis. Flushline Connector, he's going to get overwhelmed, but JW and Dennis just wrecking people on the side. And there's another one, JW with 3. And again, the pistol just going to Fnatic, just hands down. No discussion. And this would be the icing on the cake. Seized will take the fight and win it versus JW, but now Olaf, he's on the hunt. They know exactly where he's playing from now, and you can see Dennis getting in position, and it's Dennis to pick up the last pistol shot there.
I didn't catch how many kills Dennis got in the pistol on the first half of this map.
Neither did I, actually.
But if we just catch with Dust 2, then we're up to about 10 now on 3 pistol rounds. And then, I mean, whatever you had from the fight. Someone tweet that at me. I don't know. That was not the start that Navi were looking for. Putting it mildly.
Again, they just have nothing is going their way. Nothing is going their way at this point. And while they go for the force by Navi, small surprise there. And while they decide to slow down the pace, rather than try and run into the blender or just go all out aggro, because again, Fnatic going for more SMGs than rifles. I mean, at least throw like a P90 in there on Flesha. Flesha decides to go for the MP9 though, so maybe because he wanted to prioritize the kit.
I would say this is a slightly more risky play than they were going for on Dust 2. And on Dust 2, it seemed like they had a lot more restraint. So the only silver lining I could even possibly think of right now is that maybe Fnatic is starting to also sort of believe that this is pretty much one, guys. You know, we've got this.
Ah, but that's the trap, right?
Well, I mean, that would be the only way that, like, that would be the only sort of silver lining for NaVi if that was the case, right? Because it is dangerous buying SMGs versus Tech 9s and armor.
And helmets, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the risk you run. Well, shots going through, and they are able to get control of drop-down room. Flush has to give ground, and now he's in a little bit of a tight spot. It is going to be the wrap on A side, though, and Crims is going to pick up the kill for free. They cannot seem to hunt this man down. Flusha still alive somehow, and Flusha getting a kill in an impossible situation. Should not be allowed, and it's a complete and utter, well, yeah, devastating loss here for NaVi so far. They just keep losing these rounds. They cannot kill this man, Flusha. It's ridiculous that he stays alive in that situation.
Yeah, it really is.
And he gets, and it's like insult to injury, man. He just twists the knife in the wound. He gets a kill out of it too, when he's got like 5 HP.
You know, at sort of the sort of edges of esports and of Counter-Strike esports, people have started to mention this idea of having like sports psychologists come in and help out.
Sure.
I sort of sometimes wish that teams had one employed, because it would be interesting to see. I mean, when you walk into the booth on sort of grand finals day, you've got to be somehow sort of mentally fired up, and it didn't seem like NaVi even were at any point in Olofmeister. SMG Maniac there, just picking up 3 kills with the MP7. A lot of money in his pockets, obviously. But you know what I mean? Like, you can't be waking up. Like, you can wake up on that day and think, I'm somehow not really feeling it, but there's got to be some sort of trick to get yourself a little bit closer. I'm not saying that, like, you know, a sports psychologist necessarily like some sort of magician or something.
Right,
but,
exactly.
You know, but you know, there's a reason why they're employed in regular sports, right? And maybe that concept could be transposed onto esports, even just a little bit.
Man, that's how like supremely confident Fnatic are right now. They still hold on to 2 SMGs. I mean, I get you, Olofmeister. The MP7 is actually pretty good, especially if you're up close. You can Shrek people and then trade up for the AK, but that MP9 on Flusha, man, he's thumbing his nose at NaVi right now.
Straight grenade in Flamey's face as well.
That was near max damage. And Crims loses the duel versus Zeus. I don't know why I sound so surprised.
Well, Olaf going to get the rifle instead. Goes back for a bit more, and he's now trapped in here. A good coordination, good timing between the NaVi players to make sure that Olofmeister had nowhere to turn. Flusha waiting down there. Looking for a headshot on Siege, who's not even going to take that fight, and why would he? They just need to hit that A-bomb site hard and fast right now. And Dennis is going to have a lot of trouble. Smokes go in to try and block off the remaining Fnatic members. Dennis edged out by Edward, and Flusha and JW now 2 versus 5 here. Going to be falling back. Good round from NaVi. Come on, Semler. Give me a bit of a speech. How much do you believe in this comeback here for NaVi? From 6-13. 10 rounds in a row after this.
10 rounds in a row? 10 rounds in a row? I mean, they could afford to lose 1 round, right? It's almost like a strategic thing where it's like they could lose 1 round just to reset Fnatic's money, make it easier for them, right, Anders? How do I believe in? Do I believe in it though? I mean, I'm trying to think up a good joke, but it's just not coming to me right now. I'm probably as dazed as NaVi are. Oh no. Well, that's awkward.
AWP's gone, and NaVi gonna win the round. Some smiles even been seen on the NaVi team here. I mean, you're being given the chance, Semler, to call it. You know, people afterwards were like, oh, Semler called it at 6-13 that it was going to be a comeback.
Come on, that's such a gamble. Nobody can call that. Nobody can call that. This isn't like 1.6 where it's like, oh yeah, you know, it's fine, guys. They're over on the favorite side at this point. Like, no.
I think the trick is to phrase like, I think it might happen. You
no,
haven't really said that it happened, but you know, if it does happen, you'll be like, oh, I said that.
I think you pretty much have to say that Fnatic are going to choke them out eventually here. Double up over on Fnatic's side as well. Now Olaf and Dennis both have one to play with. And well, C's attempting to get the shot in on Flusha. He does get tagged up a little bit, Flusha, but it's not the end of the world as far as he's concerned. Again with the MP9. Fnatic are really an interesting team when it comes to these kinds of weapon decisions, weapon choices that they go for. It's the same thing as JW with the shotgun, with the pump action shotgun here in this in drop down. Oh, that flash. Oh, and they line up! Crims Shrek, Zeus, and Flamey. Edward trying to get in here to save the day, but Olafmeister gets that smoke down in time, and Olaf, he hears the steps, and he gets the point-blank shot. Somehow, Edward just falls, and it's going to be down to Guardian and Seized. And there's no saving on the T side. Well, there is saving on the T side. NaVi actually do that every now and again, but they need to get in here and get around on the board. They cannot let fnatic get up to 14 rounds.
Oh, JW even coming for him right through the smoke there. Guardian taking some damage. JW going to go down.
Wow, one
health, yeah. What's so surprising about this situation is that as soon as Krim starts to fire that gun in there, oh, wait a minute, Olafmeister, he's looking for the kill as well. He's going to just, tag up Seized a little bit, but he does end up going down. And now it's a 2-on-3, still with 20 seconds left, but Guardian, yeah, better run from that grenade.
You kill with a flash nade now, a decoy.
I mean, the thing is, as soon as Krim starts to shoot that gun, he's given up his position. He hasn't done any damage. All they have to do is wait a little bit, and then you set up a counter peek for it. Instead, as you said, they line up for him. It's, I don't know. They're not sure they needed to do that.
It's just they need to get that kill. Like it's not exactly like a wrong decision to make. It's just you trade 1 for 1 in that situation. It's just that the NaVi didn't get the 100. They didn't trade. They didn't. The second man, he has longer. He needs to be killing Krims. Like, it's all right if the first guy dies, so long as you kill Krims. The fact that both of them die, that's what's unacceptable here. And while fnatic now up onto 14 rounds, NaVi, it's going to be the Hail Mary here, Anders. They can afford 3 AKs, but again, a little light on the nades.
14-6 here. fnatic 2 rounds away from taking the grand finals here at Star Ladder, and they've not even met any competition yet. Olafmeister taking down Zeus. This has been a walk in the park for the Swedish team. Guardian, he's going to get the refrag on Krims, but he's down to 4 health again.
He's lit, he's lit. Sorry, just had to do the NA impression real quick.
Ever to go down.
And the rotation comes out from fnatic, so now they've got 3 guys on that A site. They've still left a man behind over on the B site. Just to keep keep things cool over here. That's JW with the AK up on plateau.
Yeah, we're gonna take shots at NA again,
dude. When do we not? That's the real question. I mean, we do show restraint, Anders. There are so many shots to be taken.
I'm sure there would be like a UK version of He's Lit if UK players ever hit anything. They'd call it out like, oh, I hit some.
What would they call it? I've smote him. I don't know.
They'll come up with something once it happens. Dennis gonna go down. That was Guardian with another shot. Even on 4 health, he's still dangerous. Oh, JW, look at the restraint, look at the patience. He gets the shot, turns around, he gets a second headshot on Flamey. Absolute trigger discipline coming out of JW, and that tombs NaVi. Seized is gonna get the bomb plant here, but they are gonna come in. They've got the kits. They've even got Molotov, smoke, and HC grenade, which means they can zone him out so easily once they know where he is. He puts out a flash far away, which is a bit of a trick. Try and see if they'll forget to check this corner as a result, but I doubt that they will.
No, he's hoping to do the same to JW, and actually he will get the kill. Gets his follow-up as well. Seized with the clutch! 1v3. There we go.
Wow.
Keeping the hopes alive. It's like, JW, you can do that. I can do better. You got 2, I'll take 3. Oh well, that could put some wind, in NaVi's sails here. That could actually, get things going. Yeah, and that starts up the chant again.
Seized has been doing it a lot here on Cobblestone. That is not an easy clutch to try and win. You've got essentially no room for any errors. Puts fnatic back on pistols and no armor as well. 14-7. And this round, they are going to be trying to play it very slowly. Nobody wants to walk into a deagle headshot. Krim's going to take down Guardian, so not the best start, but I think he only had a pistol. I don't think he had any rifle.
Ooh, and they have a clever stack. We don't see that one too often. The one boosted up on the walls out there, overlooking underpass. And slope, I believe that is Krim's actually sitting up there now. Or no, my mistake, JW. Flush up fine, Seized, that's over and drop. He can't pick up the gun, but still the damage is done and the pressure is mounting here on NaVi.
Semler not like this.
Right,
Surely not.
right. Look at that. Now Edwards is lit. He's just hiding in the corner. And because of that Molotov, they can't actually chase him. That's so frustrating. But there's still another 2 players over on the site here for Fnatic. And Dennis with the dig is going to shut down Zeus. And NaVi are about to suffer the most humiliating loss, I think, possibly in their careers at this point.
Of all the ways they could lose the grand finals, unarmored pistol for Fnatic, and they pick it up. Just everything is working for them right now.
Yeah, now this, I mean, even the fans know at this point. First one starts running up that stage, everybody follows. Everybody wants to get in here quick to try and get a signature with the players. Really sick to see, but it's all about getting that prime spot, you know?
Well, 15-7 here, moving into the 23rd round. Guardian with the deagle, trying to take a couple of shots through the smoke, and well, Olafmeister is in there, but somehow is not being tagged up. Is he going to get the timing down right? JW drops down, seized Oliver the kill. JW as well, and Edward, the last man. Flamey quits the server instantly. Does not want to be here even for another second, and Edward goes down 16-7, and Fnatic win it.